Okay, here's everything you need to know going into Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because, like, I don't think there's really a reason that you need to rewatch, like, the entire MCU timeline before seeing this movie, but here's a quick refresher, just, like, so you remember the timeline. If you do want to watch anything beforehand, I think maybe just, like, Ant-Man 1 and 2 would be good. Anyway, Ant-Man 1. Obviously, Scott Lang is a convicted felon. He's a very good thief. Hank Pym needs his help because his former protege, Darren Cross, is like kind of a skis bag in his company, and is boxing him out and doing very shady stuff, not safe. His daughter Hope works there too, but like, I don't know, they're not really cool anymore. She's like mad at him because her mom disappeared, and she blames him. Also, like, I guess she thought he was like kind of cold afterwards, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, Hank and Hope like momentarily decide to set their issues aside and work together to teach Scott how to Ant-Man because Darren is like a really scary bad guy, and they're like, we gotta stop him. That's the main priority. Scott's really mainly concerned with getting back to Cassie, his daughter, who's very cute and little, because he was in prison and he misses her. We learn Hope has a lot of mommy issues. I mean, who doesn't? But Darren is really bad. He's a really bad dude. Final showdown takes place in Cassie's room. Oh my god, like how traumatic for a tiny child. Anyways, Scott beats him, shrinks him down with Pym particles, looks like a contortionist. It looks painful. Yeah. What's the context before Ant-Man, you're wondering? The Avengers assembled, okay? Superpower people exist. Aliens invaded New York. That's the new normal now. Ant-Man 2, pretty similar to Ant-Man 1, except Scott's under house arrest because in between the Ant-Man movies, he ran off to Berlin and broke the Sokovia Accords to fight with Captain America. Jimmy Woo is there trying to keep Scott Lang in order, but Hank and Hope are off being annoyed with Scott and the government in general because they're trying to open the quantum realm to find Janet, because finally Hank was honest with Hope about what happened and the fact that Janet was like stuck in the quantum realm forever and like he thinks that he could save her maybe, but he doesn't really know. So they're trying to do that. Meanwhile, there's this other girl, Ghost, whose like dad was like a partner of Hank's. And like she got experimented on, I think by accident, and now she can like phase through stuff, but it's like killing her. So she really wants to find Hank Pym, not to kill him necessarily, but to have him fix her no matter what it costs. And good news, it works out because Hank and Hope save Janet from the quantum realm, and she's kind of magic. So she fixes Ghost, kind of, and Jimmy Woo didn't find out that Scott left. So all's well that ends well, except it doesn't, because then in the post-credit scene, they're experimenting with the quantum realm, and Scott is in there, and then Hope and Janet and Hank all get dusted. So Scott is stuck, and obviously the world assumes that he got dusted too, until 5 years later when a rat crawls over the van that they were working on that had been impounded and sets him free, and he says, hey, you know what? I think in the quantum realm I figured out that time travel would work, so let's beat Thanos that way. And they do, and Scott's a hero. Oh, also meanwhile, at some point, Loki gets taken away by the TVA and has his little adventures and finds out that there's a Kang there that is controlling the timelines, and the timelines have to stay in order, and he says that there are other scarier versions of himself that he was keeping in line, but is that the truth? We don't know. Also, Scott Lang at one point worked for Baskin-Robbins until he got fired because he lied about being a felon. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. Oh, I guess one more thing. The whole reason Scott got arrested is because he's like an anti-capitalist who was stealing back from the executives who had defrauded the workers, so he's pretty based.